it's April 1st. We made it. And there is a lot of craziness happening all around us right now. And we really are being called to make a choice as to whether we will choose faith over fear or whether we will allow the false emotions appearing real to dominate our experience. And what we have to understand is that when we do allow ourselves to succumb to the fear, that is when we lose our power, because then we have given it to the very thing that we are fearful of. And that is what the system requires. The system requires dependence. It requires people who will turn to it for the solution, when in fact they are oftentimes the cause of the problem, because we are living in a sick and twisted reality where the truth is stranger than fiction, and what we were taught is not the truth. It's very difficult waking up to that reality. And when I came alive, when I woke up and my light started shining fully and I could see the truth and it no longer made sense. There was a time when, after I got locked into the mental institution for 2.5 weeks because I didn't understand my rights in the first 3 days, when I had more say than what they said I did. And so do you. And the thing I learned was that if we don't know our rights, we don't have any. But what I also learned from that experience is that the system feeds itself, and it thrives on anger and fear. And so when we understand that, then we can decide to opt out and return to our sovereign nature. That's when we can return to who we truly are, and whose we truly are, and why we came here. For us to realize that while this is a controversial idea, yet not, He, Jesus Christ, came before us in order to give us an example of what we could do. Because how many times is a record set and nobody can overcome it until someone does, and then everyone seems to be able to repeat the new result? It's the glass ceiling of our self-image. And we don't try as hard as we could if we are racing against others. We don't do what we could do if we are in fear or anger. It takes a lot of energy. And it takes us into a downward emotional spiral that will take us out unless we decide to turn within. And a lot of people lack the tools to be able to do that, which is why over this next month, we're going to be having daily videos where I'm going to be sharing tools, tips, techniques for how you can become a peaceful inner warrior, united with other peaceful inner warriors who are willing to go within so that we all don't go without. If we fail to find our power, to call it back to ourselves, at the end of our lives, we will have to do a reflection as to what we could have done better, what we didn't do, what we did do. We have to look back at all of the choices that we made, and so we're going to be reflecting on these very times right now. For these are turning point times in humanity's history, and we are the souls that are here for it. Right now, the one who is watching this in this moment, you, are the one who made it. Out of 1 in 4 trillion odds, according to Mel Robbins, who has a fantastic 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 up and act process that I would recommend if you're really struggling to get yourself moving. Count backwards till blast off time and then imagine yourself be like that rocket that takes off. Not only does she have that technique though, she also says we have 1 in 4 trillion odds of actually becoming the souls that incarnated into the bodies that were available to be here on planet Earth for this tipping point time in humanity's history. There's a lot of frustration. I am connected to a wonderful group of ladies, and one in particular was really struggling this morning because of how wrong what is happening is and how mothers particularly feel it in our bones. I'm not a mother, but I am a woman, and I am born intuitively, instinctually with mother's intuition, as are you. There is a different level of care and compassion in a woman to a man. It is not to say there is any superiority or betterness around that. It is just simply the truth. It is the fact that women feel because we are the ones that look to the young and know that we are the role models that they are relying on to make it through these times. Men often are off gathering, hunting, gathering. Still to this day, it's the way that we have allowed society to continue except for women in our fight for sovereignty and equality have now become expected to be all things to all people, have the full-time job, still look after the house and the kids, and. There's so many expectations that get us overwhelmed, which lead us into fear, where the false emotions appear real and we start to question our own sanity, where we start questioning what we can feel within our own selves. And it is time to just simply say, you are not alone. And we are stronger when we band together, and when we have the tools to be able to move through those experiences, which is what we're going to be getting into in the days to come. I do hope that you will join me in this journey through this month. And I appreciate you for showing up today, for being subscribed to my channel. If not already, please make sure you do so you can get notified every day when I put up the next video. And if you'd like to receive them directly to your email, you can sign up at ljeh.ca. I want you to know you are not alone. I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that every time you feel hopelessness, it's because you've achieved a new level of awareness. And every time a new veil of illusion comes off, it feels as if our skin is now exposed and vulnerable, and the ego doesn't want it to happen. The ego will do everything it can to prevent us from even getting there. So if you ever, or are currently, are experiencing a state of hopelessness, please understand what has just happened is that you have stepped into a new level of awareness. And with every new level comes a new devil. It also comes with higher rent and new neighbors, because it is not easy to actually become the ascended master in this life. It is not easy to become the one that people centuries from now look back on and say, wow, what a person, what an individual. It is not easy, but it's why we're here. And if you don't want to have to maneuver that path alone, join me for the journey. ljeh.ca is where you go to get messages of support every day. I look forward to helping you through that process. Currently, we are in a 55 days to become a peaceful inner warrior united. So I look forward to sharing that series with you and appreciate your sharing this message with someone else who would benefit from being part of it. And also, please do extend this to youth, because they need guidance more now than ever before, because the trash that is being put into their bodies and their brains are ultimately shaping our future leaders. And it is our responsibility to make sure that they have access to better. So please send this to the young ones who are willing to learn how to go within, so that together we not only don't go without, we can actually dream the new dream that we are here to seed together. Blessings. Laura J. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you.